Hey guys, Lance Away here. Well, I told you guys I was going to tell you my story about why I was on Percocet and Flexeril. So it happens like this. Sunday, I have the most intense headache in my whole life, and it came on in about a span of about 10 seconds. So it's almost like someone's hitting you in the head with a sledgehammer. That's how it felt. So I went directly to the ER after kind of looking it up on the internet, and basically the concern there was that I might have a brain aneurysm. So the way they do that is they do a CT scan, and the CT scan is about 95% effective as far as finding everything. So if they can't find it in a CT scan, they're going to look in your spinal fluid. And the way they do that is a lumbar puncture. So they stick a needle about 2 inches into your back, and they pull out the fluid that surrounds your brain, and it connects with the spinal column fluid. And if that's clear, and if they run it under a microscope and they don't see any blood cells in there, then you don't have any bleeding in the brain. So I had that procedure done on Sunday. It was pretty nerve-wracking, and that needle goes pretty deep into your spine. I actually felt it a little bit in my leg. Results were great. Negative. There was no blood in my spinal fluid, and the CT scan was clear, so no tumors or anything like that. So really an unexplained headache. It's also referred to as a thunderclap headache. You guys can look that up. Thunderclap. So they sent me home, and they prescribed a little bit of Norco to give me. That's a painkiller there. And for about 2 days, I couldn't get up out of bed. Every time I got up out of bed, I would get a massive headache, a lot of pain in my neck, and then I would get really nauseous from the pain. So I went back into the clinic, and they just basically upped my drugs and gave me a muscle relaxer as well. So they gave me Percocet and Flexeril. So there's 3 drugs that I had. Finally, after doing some internet research, I figured out that every time I got up out of bed or sat up, the symptoms would come on. And I guess if you have a leaking lumbar puncture, you might have, you'll incur those symptoms. So I went back to the ER, and they actually have to do something called a blood patch. They'll actually take blood out of your arm. So if you could see, my arm is thoroughly bruised. They take blood out of your arm, and they inject it back into the spinal fluid, and it's supposedly supposed to start a clot in there, and you're supposed to get relief within about 30 minutes of receiving that blood. So they pumped about 20 cc's of blood into my spinal column, which is quite a bit. If you look at, say, a test tube beaker or something, it's pretty much a whole test tube full of blood. So that's pretty nerve-wracking. But while they were trying to figure out my symptoms, before they gave me the blood patch, they gave me dilaudid, and they did that intravenously, and then they gave me Fioricet orally. They gave me Reglan and Benadryl. So I encountered all sorts of great narcotics and drugs to try and alleviate my pain. So that's 2 trips to the ER and 1 trip to the clinic. And after about a week off my feet, I feel pretty good now. So that was pretty much the cure. So I'm just showing you pictures of the lumbar puncture kit, and this is afterwards. Got a little bit of blood on some gauze in there. The needle is extremely long. It's about 6 inches long, and they stick it 2 inches into your spine. So, and this is just me sitting in the hospital room there. hooked up to the monitor. I've got blood pressure, heart rate, an IV in the other arm. So, interesting fiasco. Okay, well, now to the good stuff. I've got another unboxing for you from APMEX, and just get to it. Invoice, and the prizes. So guys, what I've got here is 1 ounce gold Austrian Philharmonic. Sorry, I'm trying to read when I should know what this is. I chose a random year, and they actually gave me a 2013. So, get a look at that guy. It's looking really clean. And most of you guys know I'm primarily a silver guy, but you know, the prices are down so much right now, spot is, that it really doesn't matter what you guys get. Just buy right now. We should all do very well when spot prices kind of come back up to their historical averages for this time period. So I pulled the trigger on one of those, and unfortunately no capsule. I'll have to pick one up just so it presents well. And I've been eyeing these for a really long time. Australian Kangaroo. This is a 2013 1/10 ounce. And it does come capsulized. Elizabeth II on there, and face value of $15. This is a really beautiful piece. Sorry, my light might be washing it out, but there are my 2 examples for today. APMEX unboxing from Lance Away. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and continue to stack in whatever you guys choose to. Silver, gold, palladium, whatever you think is good. It all works.